Blog Talk Radio.
We welcome the night. Oasis, a radio show where we discuss all the latest movies and news from the world of horror. Joining me tonight, as always, is my co-host, Ian. Ian, are you there?
I am.
I swear, it feels like we just talked the other day, which is the truth, but we are here to finish our Halloween Grab Bag Marathon on Halloween. It is October 31st, and it's been a while since we've done an actual show on Halloween. I think it's been a while, but I figured we needed to get another show in before the close of the month, and scheduling worked out quite well, and we are here to finish the Grab Bag Marathon with another film, and this little film is called Teddy Told Me To, and there's a little bit of a history with the film because this is one of those that's kind of gained notoriety because it's from Tom Devlin, who is a makeup special effects artist, and this is a character he created on the show Face Off. It gains, again, like cult status, and everyone loved it, and finally he decided to make a movie based off the character, the look of the character. And here we are, a couple years, down the road. We have Teddy Told Me To, and we are here to talk about it. And it just came out on Prime. I bought the Blu-ray directly from Tom. He was at Scarefest, not this past weekend, but the weekend before. And it was like one of the main things I wanted to go there for when I saw his name on the guest list. Like, I want to get that. And I want to get Las Vegas Frankenstein because those are some of the film, another film that he directed. But he didn't have Las Vegas Frankenstein. He just had Teddy. But I'm always going to these shows to support the indie filmmakers. And again, Tom, he loves, he's another guy that loves horror and the indie stuff. And he works in Troma and Full Moon and all that stuff. So again, I always want to support. And again, you can go to his website, Plantain Pictures, and again, or watch it on Prime, and own it if you want a personal copy. Because again, things come in and out on Prime all the time. that's one thing for sure. I've seen stuff that's supposed to be there, and it's like, it's not there anymore. But nonetheless, Ian, let's kick this off. Honestly, there's not much to kick off because it's a pretty basic premise. I mean, it's been done before, but that works for this film, and we are talking about Danny and Zoe, and they want to renovate this old haunted house, this old haunted attraction in Vegas, Boulder City, Nevada. And it's exactly, again, this is Tom Devlin's personal shop that he uses and his haunted house that he uses. So it works for the film. And so they want to renovate it, and there's a history with a kid that worked there and murdered people. You know, again, lore, legend, story, you know, all that horror goodness that makes a good, you know, urban legend. And they want to renovate it and get it all spruced up for the Halloween season. And so they go through and they start hiring actors, and there's a vetting process, and it's your goofy vetting process that you see in a lot of haunted house movies, where or just movies in general, where like they're doing like some kind of tryouts. And so they get everyone together, and they hire another person, and he tells them the backstory of Teddy, what happened, that deals with his father and his mother, played by Felissa Rose, and him going to basically his father cheating on his mother and him, and he was trying to save him, killed his mother, accidentally killed his mother, his father did, and a lot of stuff. And then, of course, finding the woman that his dad cheated on him with, trying to kill her. Just, again, there's a lot of, it's simple to the point, killer getting revenge premise. And basically they locked him away. He just had a grin on his face. And that's the backstory of Teddy in a nutshell. And so we have, again, Danny, Zoe, and Jimmy, who's also the security expert, who's running the all the cameras, making sure everything's good. They hired all the actors, and so they start setting things up, practicing, getting all their sets together, and building their own specific sets for their own characters, and getting it all open for Halloween, through the month of October. And little do they know, Teddy's back, and he's out for he's murdering spree again, and that's the gist of the movie, because I don't want to give too much away. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I had fun with it, and that's exactly what I think Tom Devlin was trying to do with the film. It's like you said, it's not breaking any ground or breaking the mold. It's just a fun little movie you can put on there. It has some good gore. Again, the characters are kind of one-dimensional. There's some nudity, but again, the special effects are kind of top-notch, given the fact that he is a special effects artist. There's some good, again, throat slitting, a lot of blood spraying, dismemberments, decapitations. So you get a lot of stuff. I do think, again, it's a very short watch. It's only 79 minutes, so it's kind of straight, concise, and to the point. At certain points, I do think that he kind of rushed through a lot of things, because there is a montage around the 49-minute mark where he just kind of kills off a bunch of characters, and like he kills off a bunch of, I guess, in a way, non-supportive characters that are just there. There's the busty chick, that's like flirting with Jimmy on the camera. She's killed, and then of course the two innocent lesbians, I guess, the two female vampire chicks, they're killed off. And like he makes way with like killing a lot of people off early, but then like there's like certain scenes later on where it's just like set pieces, like the chainsaw fight and the guy with the hammer, at the test your strength scene. Yeah. And so like there's like these set pieces, but also like some of the, again, later on, like major characters, they're just like kind of forgotten in a sense, especially like main characters, where they're just like, oh, they're dead now, I don't want to give too much away. But, like, he sets all these set pieces up for, like, again, non-supportive characters like the guy with the chainsaw and the hammer, but then, like, does nothing for, like, central characters later on in the film. Like, oh, yeah, they're nothing. I do think that's kind of a hindrance on the film. Again, it's just a straight slasher film in a haunted house. I mean, it's been done numerous times before. Like I said, it's not breaking anything. but it is still fun for what it's trying to achieve. You get the, again, the reactions of the cameras, people going through the actual haunted house and being scared by people. So you have that on there. And again, it's nothing out of the norm. But it is fun. It has some good set pieces. The look of Teddy, it's a nice look for a killer. And I do like the look of Teddy, and because he has like a mask, teddy bear face mask on there, and he wears overalls and all that stuff. And it's just a killer in a haunted house killing people. I mean, it's been done. It's like it'd be like a good double feature like Haunted Ween or American Fright Fest or something like that. Again, I've seen a lot of haunted house type films where just like the film is like terrible, like they didn't know what they're doing with it, like House of Horrors.
Yeah.
There's 2 House of Horror films. So like the second one, which is like Gateway to Hell, and then like Sam Hell is another one where it has like this big open premise, and plus Scare Attraction. I mean, honestly, come on, Scare Attraction. It's not hard to fucking do this, and like they fucking didn't do it that well in Scare Attraction. Scare Attraction was awful. But yeah, it's like they have fun with it. It's low budget. It's cheesy enough. It's tongue firmly planted in cheek, and it's just a fun little movie with friends that you can put on there and have a fun time with and enjoy. Again, it's nothing, you're just going to walk out like, yeah, that's pretty good. And that's what I came out of it with. And I was like, yeah, that was pretty good. I mean, it has some flaws, but I had fun with it, and it does the slasher genre quite well because it just, you want some gore, you got some gore. But Ian, I'll let you talk, and then we'll go back and forth.
All right. No, I 100% agree. Like, I knew I was going to have fun with this movie when the beginning sequence came up, and there was a song that featured the lyrics or the lyrics were the title of the movie. And I usually always have fun with movies like that. Only a very few instances, I don't even remember those movies' names were, that I didn't have fun with. But it was fun. I enjoyed, I loved the way the killer looked. And I was just like, there's some kills that happened, and I'm just like, I was just sitting there cracking up. And I'm glad you brought up the chainsaw fight, because that was so ridiculous that I absolutely loved it. And, but yeah, no, it was a fun movie. I don't really have any complaints. Like you said, there was a couple of parts that were just like rushed, and some of the side characters got better deaths than the main characters, and I thought that was kind of lame. I was kind of hoping for something like big for the main characters, but anybody that gets their head smashed with a hammer, I'm fine, And I was so like, because I haven't seen a good head with a giant mallet in a long time. The next couple of years. So I was like,
I remember like one in Funhouse Massacre, which again you can double feature with this one as well. I mean, it feels like it has that that fun vibe to it, and I wouldn't say over the top nature, but it's just like it's fun. I mean, it's you're in and you're out. You get exactly what you pay for, and it's just again one-dimensional characters, one-dimensional film. I mean, with a black backstory of a killer, the urban legend of Teddy. Going through a haunted house, just killing people in gory ways, and that's as simple as you need. And again, again, some of the editing choices were a little, here and there, and like not, it just felt, I wouldn't say choppy, but it's just like when someone's getting killed, and just like the camera's kind of going back and forth a little bit, and the filters they use on it, that kind of like, well, you shouldn't, just like. If someone wanted to see some gore, I mean, you're just like tilting the camera and shaking it back and forth. Like it's like you could have just left it straight. I mean, obvious choice for the director, but there was some instances of that where I just like you could have just stayed straight on it. You didn't need to do any kind of wacky editing to make it like, stand out differently. I mean, it's just
right.
It's a minor qualm. I mean, it's everything in this like that I have issues with is very minor because it's just a straightforward slasher in a haunted house, and that's exactly it's going to have issues. And given again the low budget indie nature of the film, it's going to have issues with that as well. It's going to show. And again, for what they accomplished, I thought it showed on the screen. They had fun with it. That's exactly what he wanted. It's a fun slasher movie in a haunted house, some good gore, interesting killer, and again, like some of the kills are good, some of them so. But again, like I'm assuming he's hoping to make more Teddy films. So you're always interested in to see where it kind of where this story leads off with everything. It could get a little crazy again after you get the reveal and everything of the last act. But it'd be interesting to see where we continue on with the story. But yeah, like again, it's just like there's really not much to really because there's it's just very minor issues. And then like again, if we're doing our analogies for our candy analogies, I was thinking like what candy would work for this. And I was like, it's really hard to pick. And then it came to me, it's a popcorn ball, Ian, because it's specifically made for the season, and Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
Which, again, it's a Halloween movie.
I can see that.
And you're going to bite into it. And the only thing you're going to it tastes good. It hits the sweet spot perfectly. It has a little bit of salt here and there, which you're going to, hit some of that other sweet, your salty taste buds. And you're going to have popcorn kernels in your teeth, which you're going to pick at and pull, like that's the only thing. So it's a popcorn ball, in my opinion, this film is. And it's just like, it's perfect, it's just like, it's what it is, it's nothing amazing, it doesn't break any ground, right? It's not going to be top tier, but it's comforting enough for the season to put in, and like, yeah, that was pretty good. And the only thing you're going to do is pick out the bad parts in your teeth and spit it out. And that's basically what you're going to do with this one,
Yeah, even the the bad parts were only bad because and it's not like bad, and that's the thing. Like it didn't take away from the movie. The the little bad parts didn't take away, and and honestly, most people probably wouldn't even pick up on it if they don't review movies like we do, where we're looking for the little things. Some people are probably going to completely ignore a little bit of it. And, and I think that's great. Like, I think this movie was fun. I absolutely loved some of the way that people have died in the movie. I'm just, like, thinking back on it and just, like, how ridiculous some of it was and how much fun I had with it. But, no, I'm really excited. I hope he makes more, I was surprised it was so short.
Mm-hmm.
Especially here lately, we've been watching like movies that are pushing 2 hours. But for like, I couldn't have thought of a better movie to end this marathon on. Like this is the best year we've had.
Yeah, it started off with a rough one, but it wasn't as bad as previous years. But yeah, like again, it's been a fairly decent, interesting grab bag marathon. It's probably one of the better ones we've had. And we throw Boneyard in there, and that wasn't too bad of a Boneyard either. Some of the Boneyards are pretty rough, but it's been a solid month of films. Again, just. Of course, Morbid was Morbid. We had that's definitely issues. But if we're ranking it again, Morbid's at the bottom. There's really no way about it. Morbid is right there on the bottom. But all the other ones, I guess Diary Killings would be above Morbid because of some of the issues. But again, that wasn't too bad. Again, I had fun with Diary Killings. But all the other ones, again, it's definitely. Dark Harvest was fun. Totally Killer was fun, and Teddy Told Me To was fun. So I can't really say it's been a bad year. It's hard to place them because they each have their own little quips and problems and stuff like that, as we discussed in previous reviews. But again, nothing too terrible besides Morbid, where it didn't know what it wanted to be.
Exactly. And, and if that's the worst we got for this, holiday season, that I'll take it, because even the worst isn't the worst. Like, honestly, I didn't hate myself watching any of these movies, and that's just, I'm really worried about next year. We're going to get the worst of the worst. And also, like, the amount of new movies we watch, too. Like, normally it's hard to find a Halloween movie. Yeah. That, is recent. And, we've hit the, this was a good, this has been a good grab bag this year.
Yeah. I can't really complain all too much. I mean, honestly, after the black licorice shit that we had to endure last year, it was, oh, God. This is like straight salt lick last year.
And we're going to have to do one of them again, kind of. I am not looking forward to that.
There's some interesting things. There's an interesting thing about to happen. And we'll have to just deep dive into that when it's that time. But it's soon.
Oh, yeah.
It's
no,
soon.
like that.
It is. It's shipped out, Ian. It's shipped out.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
How? I don't know, but, oh, boy. That's going to be fun for, I don't know. It's going to be a wild show, that is. But again, we have a lot of things planned, and that we might as well get into this, given we need to discuss it. We are working on doing a sort of a thing with the show, switching over and doing some other things. Again, we don't really get into the specific details, but we are hopefully trying to get off our current ordeal with the Blog Talk and move on to a different site. It's been we've had our ups and downs, with Blog Talk. I've been using it since 2009. But again, here recently with the way the show's going and how it's been maturing again in another stage of its life, we got to move forward, and we got to make the show longer than it is, and that's what we're trying to do. And so again, there's a lot of work behind the scenes going on, and so hopefully it will be able to show when we put it out there in the new format, and hopefully it's for the better. And again, I've had fun doing this for so long on the Blog Talk, but it is time to move on to a different route, and that's what we're going to do. And we might not be doing many shows come next month, but we are going to try to get everything ready come the holiday season for our Christmas marathon, and hopefully we'll be able to get everything ready. We might, double the intake of show, movie reviews. Instead of just doing one a show, we might do a couple, like we used to do in the old days, early days of the show. But again, we'll keep everyone posted and updated. And again, so if there's no output of shows here recently, again, we did 5 back-to-back shows here, so there's we have to take some time and work on what's coming ahead. And it's hopefully, again, like I said, hopefully it's for the better. And as for the Halloween Grab Bag Marathon, I do think, as we mentioned before, I thought it was a solid, again, Morbid was Morbid, but for what, it's a solid intake, and I think, again, as you said, it's a good closer. I think Teddy told me it was a perfect closure on the marathon, because it encapsulates everything for the Halloween season. And again, it's a fun, bloodbath, gory movie, interesting killer, and it hits all the right notes. Like, again, just you and a buddy going through a haunted house. You're just having fun, laughing, seeing all the antics of people, and that's what it is. It's just going out there, just watching a fun little short, straightforward slasher movie. And again, minor qualms here and there with some of the choices and some of the kills not being as good as others. But again, it's a first step in the series of hopefully upcoming more Teddy films. So, like I said, you take the concept. It's like they did with Terrifier. They took the concept from like the Clown and All Hallows Eve. They made the Terrifier film. It was okay. Again, Terrifier, and then they upped the ante with Part 2. In quotations, up the ante. But you keep going, pushing further, and making the character its own character. Hopefully it stands out among the low budget slasher villains and becomes a little bit more noticed in the pantheon of slashers. But Ian, any final thoughts for the movie or just the grab bag in general?
Well, I mean, like I said, I really think that this year was great. I'm looking forward to next year, especially if we're doing on a newer platform and where we don't have to like rush through the show just because of the fact that we're going to have to make a whole new one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm really excited to see about the things in the future. I'm really excited to get all of that. But as far as this show, like, this is like, if I'm hoping Christmas is good, because then when we finally switch over, that would be a perfect like little final hurrah before the switch. So, but other than that, I don't really have much left to say on the movie or the marathon this year. I feel like we've said everything that needs to be said. So
yeah, I'm right there with you. I mean, we made our candy analogies for each film, so I think we're coming out there with actually something. A popcorn ball is pretty good size, so it's going to last. So we're good.
Yeah.
We're going to be full, and it's good to hey, popcorn ball last house, awesome. So we did pretty well, and again, I appreciate everyone for listening throughout our month-long journey for the Halloween Grab Bag Marathon. Like as mentioned, it's been a pretty solid little year. A few minor things here and there with some of the films, but not too bad. And again, we've discussed some interesting films. We found an interesting fucking killers. That's the one thing. It's like it's been really slasher heavy this year. Finding the killer in the Diary killings, the killer in Totally Killer, Teddy. So it's been interesting to see all these killers show up out of nowhere. But yeah, I thank everyone for listening, and we will see you next time on, hopefully, a new episode of Horror Not Oasis. So thanks everyone for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.